Okay, guys, what we're doing here is we're going to see if we cannot replace the old engine, the Briggs & Stratton 5-horse, with this Harbor Freight Predator 6.5 horse or 212cc engine. I bought this MTD yard machine with the 5.5. I paid $50 to a guy who, like a lot of people on Facebook, claimed that it ran, and much to my dismay, I found out that it did not. The engine was all jacked up, so it would cost me more to rebuild than for this. I got this on sale at Harbor Freight. Paid a total with tax and everything. I live in Virginia. It wound up being like $134 altogether. So got ready to install this thing, and as we can see, the first problem that we have is the cover right here for the muffler is in the way. So we're probably going to have to do a few modifications, and so we're going to go ahead and take that off, and we'll see where it goes. And I'm going to put you on pause for just a moment. So as we can see here, taking the cover off didn't do any favors for us here, but it did reveal something for us here. We see that we're going to have to take off the bolts here off of this, and going to probably have to get a an offset for this thing, maybe a 90 degree or something, and we'll have to run an alternate muffler on this thing. But and then of course the other thing we have to do here is, if you notice that the shaft on this thing is a 3/4. Well, I went ahead and planned for that ahead of time based off what I saw on other YouTube videos. I bought this on Amazon. It costs like $9 and some change. Basically, it's an adapter that'll take this from a 3/4 to a 1-inch shaft. And so we'll see where we go from there. All right, so we got that off, and it wound up being a 13 millimeter. So now we take this around here and just put this back on, and we're going to see if she don't line up right. Take a look in here and see. So she looks like she lines up pretty good right there. And so, but now the other issue we're going to have is right here. We got the chute that goes right there, and so we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do with that. Now, this thing has two oil places on it, so I can probably take this one off right here and just put a plug in it, and that'll free that up right here just a little bit. But then we got to do with how is that going to fit, maybe with the piece on the end here, because that, and we'll take a look at it here. Well, it appears that we lucked out. So that's going to fit right in there without having to move the gas tank. And we're still lined up down here. So the only modification we're going to probably have to make it this point in time is going to be the exhaust on this thing. And so I'll have to look online and see what's available out there, and I'll have to see what kind of see what kind of plug I can get for that. Maybe I can get like a hex head or something to put in there to clear that. So all right, so we'll see where she goes from there. All right, so after reading the manual a little bit, I'm going to need 4 5/16 by 24 bolts to go right there to mount this together. I have all of the other parts from the unit itself, except for the old Briggs engine, because it was junk. But I sold it to a guy for $20 because he wanted all the other parts, including the gas tank with it. So I wound up getting some of my money back on the $50 that I spent on this thing. So I'm hoping, of course, not counting my time, but I mean, I enjoy doing stuff like this. Keeps me out of trouble. So I figure, by the time it's all said and done, I'll have less than $200 in this thing, and we'll see what it can do. It'll definitely help me come the fall, and especially during the winter time and things of that nature. I could have definitely used this thing this past winter when I had a bunch of trees fall down on the property and stuff, and I could have just chopped those limbs up instead of having to take them to the dump. So could have used it for mulch around here on the back side of my property. So all right, guys, I'm gonna see if I can't make another video down the road when I make a little bit more progress on this thing, and we'll go from there. All right, take care.